Now that your shirt is pressed and you have found the center of the shirt, it's time to put on our transfer. So when we shipped the transfers to you, you'll notice that this one says press first, this one says press second, and this one is going to say press last. So always be sure to follow the pressing order that we have put on the transfers. So take your first transfer, the one that says press first, and you're going to remove it from the backing. And then now you don't need that backing. So we're going to take the transfer and we're going to place it on the shirt, lining it up with the center. Now when you're putting on the design, for crew necks you want to go down about 2 inches, and for V-necks about 1 inch. So as soon as you have this in the position that you want it in, you can always measure it to make sure everything's straight, or just eyeball it. Now you're going to just use your hands and press it onto the shirt because it's got a sticky backing. So put it on the shirt. Now you want to get your protective cover and you want to place it over the entire design. Now you're going to take your iron and you're going to find the end of the design. You're going to press the iron down, put firm pressure on it, and hold in place for 10 to 12 seconds. Now you want to make sure that you're not moving the iron around like this. You just want to place it down and hold it in place. So after 10 to 12 seconds, you're going to pick it up, move it over just a little bit, and place it right back down and hold it in place for 10 to 12 seconds. So lift it up, move it over just a little bit, and press it right back down and hold in place. Repeat this process until you have ironed over the entire design. Now that you've ironed over the entire design, you're going to remove the protective cover, and now we're going to remove this piece of plastic off of the glitter. Now this is going to be hot, so be really careful. You want to start slowly peeling back this plastic cover. Now if any of the glitter is not staying on the shirt and it's peeling back up with this plastic, you want to lay this plastic piece back down, flatten it back out, cover it back up with the protective cover, and iron over it again. So let's gently peel this off. Okay, looks good. Everything's staying in place. Next for this design is going to be the rhinestones. Now on this design, as you can see, we put press second on this rhinestone transfer. We find it easier, you can do this one of two ways. You can take this off and you can just place it on top of the design and line it up. And then if any stones aren't matching exactly, you can just move the stones around with your fingernail or tweezers, because a lot of times what happens is once the glitter is applied with heat, it will shrink, and sometimes the rhinestones it ends up being not the exact right size. So what we usually like to do is just cut this piece apart. So what you're going to do is just take your pair of scissors and what we like to do for this particular design, so we like to just cut out the M's. So just gently cut around you're basically wanting to make sure that you're not messing the rhinestones up, so you're just going to cut out the M from the O. And now you have the M separated from the rest of the rhinestone transfer. Now what we do is we're just going to gently cut the other M. Okay, now there's going to be the right side M. Now we have the O, and it's easiest if you just cut out the remaining backing piece from that O. So now you have the O. So what you want to do is just put these on one at a time. So remove the rhinestone transfer off of the backing paper, the white paper, and now you want to throw this white paper away, because if you touch it with your iron it will melt and get messy. So go ahead and throw that away. And place your M outline around the glitter M. And you want to make sure that the rhinestones are not covering or touching the glitter, or they will not stay in place. So put that down. Now you want to take your other M, you want to remove it off of the backing paper and throw that away. And now we're going to take the right M and place it down around the M glitter. Again, making sure that the rhinestones are not overlapping onto the glitter, or they will not stay in place. So just press that down with your fingers. Now that you have the two M's outlined in rhinestones, you're going to cover the design with the protective cover, and we're going to iron over the rhinestones of each M. And remember, we're going to leave the O out for just right now. So get your iron, place it down, and hold it down with firm pressure for about 10 to 12 seconds. Again, make sure you're not moving the iron around. So we're going to lift, move over just a little bit, and hold right back down. So we're going to repeat this process over both M's. Now that you have pressed on both M's, we're going to remove the protective cover, and we're going to remove the plastic pieces off of the rhinestones. Now remember, these are going to be hot, so be really careful. So gently start peeling it back. Okay, looks good. Now remember, if the rhinestones are not staying onto the shirt and they're peeling back with the plastic piece, then you want to lay this back down and put your protective cover back over and iron back over the rhinestones. Okay, that looks great. Now we're going to take our O, our rhinestone O, and we're going to line it up on our glitter O to where it looks good. And again, make sure these stones are not overlapping onto the glitter. Okay, that looks good. Now take your protective cover, cover the entire design, and now we're going to iron on the rhinestones of the O. Take your iron, find your O, put your iron straight down, and press and hold for 10 to 12 seconds. and repeat this process until all of the rhinestones of the O are onto the shirt. Now that the rhinestones are completely ironed on, remove your protective cover, and we're going to remove the plastic lining from the rhinestones. Now remember, this is going to be hot, so be careful. You want to gently remove the plastic piece off of the shirt. And now all your rhinestones are adhered in place. So the next thing you want to do is get your transfer that says press last. Remove it from the backing sheet. And we're going to place that on the design where it goes. You can always use a ruler to measure or just eyeball it. And just press it down in place with your fingers. Now take your protective cover, place it over the entire design, and now we're going to iron over the silver piece, the piece that says wrestling. We're going to iron over that piece. Place your iron straight down, hold in place for 10 to 12 seconds. You're going to lift it up, move it over just a little bit, press it back down, and hold in place for 10 to 12 seconds. Repeat this process until the entire design has been ironed on. Now that you are done ironing the last piece on, remove your protective cover, and we're going to peel away the plastic piece. So slowly grab the edge and start pulling. And now your design is ironed onto your shirt. So now we want to take our protective cover, place over the entire design, and we're going to iron one more time on the front side of the shirt. So find your edge of the design. You're going to hold your iron down, press in place for about 10 seconds. Pick up the iron, move it over just a little bit, and push back down and hold in place with firm pressure for about 10 seconds. Repeat this process until you have ironed over the entire design. Now that you've ironed over the entire design, we're going to remove the protective cover. And the last thing we're going to do is turn the shirt wrong side out. You want the design facing you, so it'll be on this side of the shirt. Flatten it out. Now you're going to place the protective cover on the inside of the shirt. This will keep any of the glue from going to the back. Now you're going to take your iron, and you can pretty much see the outline of the design on the back of the shirt right here. So what you want to do is take your iron, push it down on the design, and hold in place for about 5 seconds. This process is just to make sure all the glitter and the glue is adhered to the shirt. Now you're going to remove the protective cover from the inside of the shirt. Now we're going to turn our shirt right side out. And we are all done. We just made a beautiful custom bling shirt. And this one has the name on the sleeve. And we have that in another tutorial if you would like to learn how to do that.